What's up, y'all? It's Dr. Paul here with another installment of our how-to clean and press series for our 100 subscriber giveaway winner, TJ. We got his copy of Marvel Premiere number 28, first appearance of Legion of Monsters. We have dry cleaned it, exterior, interior. We did some photo bleaching. We went over the techniques and the materials used. We decided that we didn't like this rusty staple, so we removed the staple. We cleaned the staple. It was too shiny, so we cold galvanized it to make it a little bit dull, and now we are ready for pressing. See how much work goes into it before you even get to the clean and press part of the press part of the clean and press. This book has been in my humidity chamber for 2.5 hours. My humidity chamber is 99% relative humidity at room temperature, and so the pages here are now just a little bit heavy with water. I can feel it, but they don't feel damp, but they feel just a little bit, the paper's a little bit cool. You can feel that there's a little water in it. So it's ready for a press. I'm going to press this in my seal, and so I'm going to set up the buffer in the book, and I will show you that, and then I will drop it in my press. So I'll be right back with the stack. All right, first we're going to start with the centerfold buffer. I've showed you how I do this before, but basically this is the magazine backer board. I always cut little notches for the staples, even if the staples are pretty flat, because I want this nice and tight right up in there. I don't want the book to be crushed. I want to preserve a nice fold, and there should be not a tight crease at that fold. That fold should be a nice fold, not something that's sharp like that. So this will protect that and give us that nice fold without a crease. This is 65-pound cardstock. This is going to be my standard buffer. I'm going to put one under the front cover, one under the back cover. Now, it's going to be gently pushed in there. If you push it in too far, you'll get a condition called sunken staples, where you're going to push this paper over and you'll get a little divot here around your staple. We don't want that. So we push it in gently so that we do not create that condition. On the back, I'm going to do the same thing. Right up against the natural curvature of the paper. Okay, that's the book as it's going to go into my press. I will do one more cut just to show you how I do the stack that goes into my press. So hold tight. All right, here it is as I prep it to go into my press. So this is a sheet of an aluminum. This is 1/8 inch thick, and I use aluminum because it conducts heat really well. It actually carries heat really well, and if it gets wet, it will not rust. So what do I have on it? I have a sheet of aluminum. I have 2 magazine backer boards, 1 sheet of silicone release paper, the book with the buffer that I already showed you, 1 more page of silicone release paper. All right, what's up, y'all? I got this out of the press. This was at 1:55 for 12 minutes in my seal press. Again, it was 2 magazine backer boards and release paper on top, 2 magazine backer boards and release paper on the bottom. On my aluminum plate, which I use for loading. The book itself was buffered as I like to do for Bronze Age books. It just has 1 65-pound cardstock page between the cover and the book, 1 magazine backer board in the middle to buffer the staples, and 1 65-pound cardstock here as well. So let's have a look. I'm going to leave this backer board in the middle just to kind of give the book some support. And I'm going to look all around, use some incident light. You see we have that color rub that was all down here, but I don't know if this is showing up as distinct from the color rub, but there's a tiny finger bend right there. There's a tiny finger bend right there as well. There's no spine ticks to speak of. That scratch is here, but it's been minimized a little bit. And I don't see any other flaws on the cover. So I think if we wanted to, we would work with the tools like I showed in my video series with the Avengers 140 double cover. We would use a tool like this and some heat and some humidity to work that one finger bend out, and then press again. Let's check out the back cover. Back cover looks done. A little bit of evidence here of the spine tick that was there. I think also this back could use a little bit more buffing with a cotton round. That was one of the things we talked about. After you erase, you can have a dull spot where the gloss is just not quite as glossy, and it should be buffed until you get that gloss back. So I see some areas in the incident light that show up a little bit more now that it's been pressed. So I think this back needs a buffing. I'm going to buff it. I also think it could stand to be pressed one more time on this side, just because there's a barest hint here of a spine tick that was there that's essentially gone, but there's just a little hint of it. I could also hand work that when I work this finger bend, but this finger bend right here is really the only flaw that would hold this back. And the truth being, with the color rub, this little bit of loss of paper here, that finger bend's probably not even affecting the grade, because those other things are limiting the overall grade. But I know it's there. I'm going to get rid of it before I hand this book back to TJ. So the divot that I thought we might have to hand work was right here, and it's essentially gone. I think we're going to press it again to get rid of this finger bend, and I could go over that just a tiny bit with when I hand work the finger bend, and I probably will, but it probably doesn't even need it because it doesn't even stand out. I know it was there, but within the context of this book now, it doesn't, it's essentially invisible. So I'm going to go ahead and do that hand working and buffing, and we'll then put it back in the press. So I'll probably do results again before I check out for good, so I'll save my goodbyes until then.